Hey there, my fellow ranchers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 95, Milk Headache. Let's put, only a window back here. There was one other thing that I was, I'm going to have a big window back here, like a, let's say a 3x3. By 4. The other thing I would want to do is next time I'm farming to plan out the plots better, to sort of organize it. Because my first time around in the farm, I just planted whatever seeds I had, and there was not a lot of organization. But I would like to approach it differently this upcoming season, where instead of just throwing seeds down, I'm setting up in a situation where it's like proper crop rotation. So now we have like a rather large window that looks out, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. What I'm trying to do is to have it be symmetrical with the limited amount of glass that I have. So anytime I make a change on one side, I want to make the identical change on the other side. And then to figure out how much glass I have left. The reason I don't want to put glass on the top of the doors is the game is a little fussy about enclosing greenhouses. So glass on top of the doors might not consider it to be an enclosed space, and therefore I lose the benefit of actually being a greenhouse. It's also not at head height. I think my 2 cents about glass is like the best use of glass is when it's allowing me to see more of everything. So what I could try to do is replace this with glass and see if the game doesn't complain about that. It might. It might say it's no longer an enclosed area, and that and the way to see that is this like +5 Celsius from greenhouse takes a while to update. But if that goes away, I know that it didn't work. So, perhaps I will listen to you this time, and I'm going to replace the entire front facade with glass, and see if the game doesn't piss and moan about that change. It might. I might not allow it, but I think that was pretty good. Time will tell if that is penalizes us or not. Is baskets a better way to check? Yeah, I mean, I have used baskets in the past, comparing ambient temperature. The only issue there right now is that it's so cold out that the rot differences might be might not be obvious. But I could try that. Because it's -4 out. So this basket has a 0.16, and this basket has a 0.34. So yeah, this is enclosed. So Ava Lakia, thank you for reminding me about that. 0.33. Yeah, okay, so they're both enclosed for now. And this, I should just leave the basket here. I'm going to grab one more basket and just use this as my thermometers. It's funny that storage containers can become thermometers in a pinch. Alright, so I have 44 more panes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $45 more panes. I mean, ideally, it would be all glass walls, but I don't have the quartz for that. And that would be outside the scope of this project. but one of those, hey, maybe someday. So I don't have 24 panes left to do the remainder, unless... But I'll do it anyway, and I'll just cut up... well, okay, it's not useful here. So I'll start here, because there's no point in having no view, I guess. And that saves me glass. Okay. This is enclosed. So this is the new farm style. I do need to dig up the crops and then replace the soils. But that will be done once I'm done with the windows. The windows do make it much nicer. It makes it more feel more airy and open and actually like a damn greenhouse and not like a little troll cave that just happens to be growing food. We have babies! I need to get milking. Okay, that sounds really dirty. So I'm looking for the dropped stone. I'm going to try to milk them now and then continue the farm project because sheep that are not fully domesticated are very temperamental about being milked. So it's an enormous amount of trial and error, as any experienced player can tell you. One of the advantages of animal domestication is that after it's different for each animal, but after a certain number of generations, the animals are more docile and can be milked more reliably without getting too agitated to be milked. And then additionally, they will stop trying to kill you, to put it simply. Put my shield on, yeah, I know. I don't think I have an extra bucket for milk. So let's make a dedicated milk bucket. So the way it works is you go sneaking up to a lactating female, and then you try to right-click on her. Milk. Currently too stressed to be milkable. So I didn't get any milk this time, and she's lactating for 19 more days. So what ends up happening is you, when you fail to milk, you just need to go back later to attempt. I forget the actual time it takes. I should look that up. I don't know what the amount of time that I have to wait, the distance that I have to maintain. But let's go ahead and make compost or make terra preta. Terra preta. I have. So I'll need charcoal and bone meal. I might need to... I don't know how much bone meal I have, so I might need to mechanize the corn. Topping up. Let's see how much bone meal I have actually ground up. Oh, 56? That's more than I have compost, so I should be fine. Charcoal's in the middle. Bone meal in the corners. Or in the cross, and then compost. Alright, we made more terra preta. 50, I think I was at 57, so I made 6 of them. Not terrible. Okay, trying to look up the time to wait for sheep. While we're doing the farms, I will fix the dripping tile, yeah. So, let me read this real quick. After a pregnancy of 20 days, ewes will bear 1 lamb at a time. Chances for male and female are 50-50. Lambs take 336 hours to grow up. Ewes need from 4 to 11 days before they'll breed again. Note that male sheep and sometimes females will attack players when they're in closer range, but they'll stop doing it after 10 generations of breeding. So, a ridiculous long time. And then after the 3rd generation, you can instantly kill them with a cleaver, butchering them for meat. Milking. After giving birth, 21-day lactation period where they'll produce milk. If the 2 tips are enabled, a small sign over the sheep will indicate if it's lactating. The milk can either be consumed directly or from a bucket or bowl and then used in a barrel to make cheese, which is what I want to do, because otherwise it would kind of spoil pretty quick. Generation 0 has a 95% distress chance. The best way to complete the milking involves holding right-click until the ewe feels distressed enough to reject your bucket. At that point, you must release, wait a few seconds for it to relax. This will be indicated reading the tooltip, and repeat this process until you actually properly milk the animal. So let's feed them, and then try to milk them. Well, I'm going to milk them first, because it will stress them out otherwise. For me to, like, run up and try to feed them. Nope, you're pissed off. Troughs are topped up completely. Alright, too stressed to be milked. I don't think I need the shield, just because I have this wall here, which is protecting me from them ramming me. Too stressed to be milked. And yeah, I have insanely long arms to be able to milk this thing from far away. I've also seen setups where there's like scaffolding above them, so they can't get access to you. Okay, still too stressed. So there's a bunch of different ways to like set up your ranch, or what are we gonna call it? Yeah, it's trying to ram me, so it's obviously too stressed. And then the other one should be milkable soon too, once it gives birth. Still haven't gotten milk. So you can see how the milking process is really annoying until you're like multiple, yeah, it's trying to kill me now. Let's put that shield back on. Until you're multiple generations down, because they get agitated really easily. But even generation 1 goes from 95% agitation to 66%, allowing you to, probably get milk within like 3 or 4 tries. And then generation 2 is down to 33%, so you'll often get milk first try. So it gets a lot easier as you breed. The other thing is, yeah, it's still too stressed, that it's the offspring of generation 1 that, and I believe it's the maternal line. So if, I haven't even checked the lamb that got born, but if the lamb is female, its offspring will be the next generation. But if the lamb is male, it can't have offspring that become, so essentially you really want like females. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Oh my god. And this is why I put animal domestication off for so long, is it's a very tedious process of trying to milk your first generation. It's the freaking thing is trying to kill me. I wish there was like tranquilizers that you could feed them or something. That'd be nice. Maybe what I'll do... Yeah, no, it's worth just trying to milk it. So the thing is, there's a relatively short window for when they're lactating. And if you want to make cheese, you really need to gather the milk during this shorter window. So, time is of the essence, is what I'm trying to say. The petting them makes them stop moving once they're a certain level of domestication. So generation 1 or higher will let you pet them. So the lamb that was born here, I'm probably scaring the female here. The lamb that's born here I can pet. It doesn't necessarily mean it won't try to like ram and kill me, but I can pet it to have it stay still. So that the petting is useful, but not on my 2 ewes here that are generation 0. I'm about to freak the hell out of this sheep. You thought you could get away from me. Actually, let's intentionally do that. Stop trying to murder me. It ain't going well for you. Drifters could hypothetically like huck stuff through these windows, but it lets me milk when they're on the back side of the thing. And because the fences are 2.5 high, there's only a half cell distance here, meaning that that nothing's going to climb out, I think. Stop trying to murder me. I know I'm standing right here. And it just makes it a little bit easier to milk them. Possibly. Or makes it easier for me to access the areas. Where to put the cheesing barrel? Well, I don't need to figure that out until I actually have some milk. I think what I'll do is keep it in a bucket for now. But I'll probably put the cheesing barrel like somewhere out here where the kitchen will end up being. But it's a moot point until I have the milk. Baby chicks might... I don't think baby chicks can climb that high. Because the fence is still 1.5 high, which is too high for chickens. I don't think chickens can climb that amount. In fact, the rooster has never made it out of the front of this fence. I mean, nothing has. Can you stop trying to murder me? I really need to make this process like less tedious. I get that there's a huge benefit once you're actually like milking stuff and making cheese, because it's a dietary requirement that I've never fulfilled yet. So it's a big old benefit for me. Also, it's going to be easier when they're both lactating, because I can have essentially two attempts every time, where I try to milk one, and then I try to milk the other. And then I back off. Oh, it's still too stressed. Wait, where'd it go? Oh my god. Just give me damn milk. But yeah, if you take a look at the lamb there, see how the bighorn lamb says generation 1? So you can keep track of your generations that way. This milking is not going well for me. Alright, taking a break for my own mental wellness. So, you guys wanted me to fix the leak. I think the best way for me to do that is to temporarily plug up all the water holes and then put them back so there's no sources of water and track down whatever's waterlogged. So that's how I'm going to handle that. I tried way longer than you would have. Yeah, it gets annoying. I ain't gonna lie. Because nothing's growing right now, so it doesn't really matter if the soil's hydrated. Because it's too cold anyway. Alright, I'm gonna do one more milking attempt. Nope, still an empty bucket. There's no leak anymore. I'm just going to remove some of the stone. I think the leak was around here. So let's assume that the leak is fixed. All right. Next up, I am going to dig up all my crops, even if they're not dead. Because I would like to organize my farm a little better come springtime. So what I'm going to do is split this farm into 4 separate sections. So because it's symmetrical this way, the concept I have is to leave 1/4 of it fallow, empty to recover its nutrient level, and then plant 3 crops that use different. One uses N, one uses P, and one uses K. The K is obviously going to be flax, but the N and P could be whatever. And the other thing I might do is once I plant all of my crops, any leftover flax seeds that I have, to have just a regular old medium fertility farm outside behind a fence with water holes to get as much flax as I can. Because flax is so important for so many things that I might as well just like max flax as much as I'm able. The leaky part was like a fun aesthetic detail. It might even make sense to like intentionally have leaks. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but like set up so it actually leaks onto your plants. You know, because there's an advantage to that. I'm sure a lot of you have seen before, but oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and get a meteoric iron hoe. Because we've been blowing through our... Okay, maybe I need to make sure I know what words I'm using. And I'll do a meteoric iron saw as well. Because I might as well just heat 2 up. I could heat up 4, but I'm going to just heat 2. Because we've been going through a hose quickly, and I don't want to have to keep replacing hose constantly because it gets tedious to do that. What I was going to say is one thing that I'm sure you've noticed when we dig up farmland tilled plots, you don't get anything back. So when you're placing terra preta, it's really important that you're placing it where it's going to be, because if you make a mistake and you till it, there's no backseas. I'm trying to have it look nice, sort of. There's going to be pieces back there that aren't going to match the pattern, but I do have a finite amount of terra preta. Alright, that's hot enough. Let's get some more tools. And then back to trying to milk. I say with the utmost confidence that it will go well. What else is there? I don't need a new blade. I don't need a knife. I have a spare one. I don't need a scythe. Yeah, I think a saw blade makes the most sense. I mean, I don't have a wrench, but making a meteor wrench is kind of ridiculous. Because it's an object that you probably not use very often. If anything, I would just make it out of iron, because I have 40 ingots of iron chilling in my box over there. I don't think I've ever made a wrench. Shears, but never a wrench. Wrenches, if you don't know, are useful for rotating blocks. So instead of having to like mine it or destroy it and then replace it, you can just use a wrench to rotate things. More or less the purpose it serves. So there's the meteoric iron hut and the meteoric iron saw blade. I don't need the saw blade right now, but our last saw was bronze, so if we do a lot of woodworking, I know it's inevitably going to break. But the hoe, so that we can... Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, don't also do that. It's really hard for me to tell what is tilled out and what isn't. And if you don't till it, you end up with grass, which is fine. But all right, I wasted one. Yeah, left and right click. Very, very important to know the difference between the two. Okay, so this side is, let's say, done for now. And dig up the other side, or till this area. Why do I even have the tongs on me? Once it's tilled, I believe the tilled farmland will never have long grass. It only goes up to medium once it's fallow. The untilled stuff can have long grass, and long grass becomes a problem because bunnies will spawn in long grass. That's their spawning block, and then eat your crops. So never have untilled soil in your farm, because it will make your farm bunny haven and remove all the crops. All right, 19 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'll probably end up putting flax on this half next season. Because it will grow the fastest on Terra Preta. So this will be the flax spot. Okay. All right. Sheep, I've given you time to chill. And the other one hasn't given birth? I'm assuming not. Don't hit me. When you hit me through a fence. So the other thing I was going to do is to fertilize the flax part with sylvite or potash, and then maybe bone meal the rest, because I have lots of bone for bone meal. Another thing that I could do is, I have some untilled, is to remove all of the medium fertility soil that I have here that has been depleted, and just replace it with new medium fertility soil, because medium fertility soil isn't special. It's a dime a dozen, and it doesn't make sense to have depleted soil anywhere in the farm. So that's another thing I intend to do. Was that more compost? No, that was a rot. I think all of my medium fertility soil is going to be depleted. I just need to make sure not to shovel out Terra Preta. Farms have needed love for a while now, so I'm glad they're finally getting the love they needed. No one crafts high fertility soil anymore. High fertility soil used to be the best thing that you could craft because Terra Preta was not craftable. But now that you can make terra preta, no one makes high fertility soil. In fact, I don't even think there's a recipe for it anymore. Maybe there is. No, there's not even a recipe for it anymore, because it's been essentially replaced with terra preta. I need medium fertility soil. You can find high fertility soil in the wild now. Oh, that's good enough. That gives you a bit of a shortcut, I guess, for making terra preta. Because the terra preta blueprints are either... Well, okay, it's not really, honestly, that much cheaper. It just replaces some of the bone meal. No, it doesn't even replace the bone meal. It's the same cost? Oh, it makes double. I see. You get two. Oops. That is the only spot I didn't. So we'll have completely fresh... Wow, I'm really bad at planning this out. Completely fresh plots ready to go. I could try to plant rye. It depends on the ambient temperature, but it might be possible to plant rye or other cold-loving plants now. I'll take a look at the temperature tolerances and see if that's something to try. Okay. I think the farms look a mite bit nicer. So it's all tilled. Yep. Curious if any of these have any of the tree cuttings have died yet. I mean, if they're dead, I can always cut down another fruit tree and replace the cutting. But no, they haven't. I don't think they've perished yet. They're still gambling. God, I always do that. So now we're hydrating the soil. Yeah, trees grow really slowly, but the cuttings can die like at any point. I've seen it happen where like the cuttings happened to me once, the cuttings like died immediately. I was like, cool, thanks, I guess. Oh, this was my milk bucket, wasn't it? Well, I never even had milk in it. Let's try to get some milk in it for the nth time. Nope. So let's grind up the rest of our sylvite to potash. And then this is... So some of the terra preta here has been used for flax or something that uses K. But I am specifically prepping this left side because this will be where I put flax in the spring. So that I'm putting down fertilizer now that will boost our flax growth speed in that section. Yep, while I wait, might as well try to milk. I need a roof there as well. Bit of a pig pile, huh? Right, let me toss a roof on so that I don't get stuck in the snow every time. Future me will thank me. I also need to cook another meal. I'm, I think, out of meals. This little roof just stops the snow from collecting right where the exit is so that I don't, I'm not blocked. It should just be like if they're laying down, they're chill, and you can milk them or something. Some like visual indicator, like, no, now's the time, rather than it just like being pure chance. Frustrating, ridiculous chance. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch, February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that for this series I've asked for no backseating, so if you could respect that, that would be great. If you would like to join a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.